Just a second, stop transcription. Okay, cool. Yes, because after this session, I will upload this recording into a playlist, okay? And this playlist will be accessible for you to go over again if you have any questions, and I will share that link to the playlist on Google Classroom, okay? So all the sessions, the 3 sessions, they will be uploaded into this playlist for your reference now and in the future. I'm not deleting that playlist. You will have access, okay, to that playlist whenever it's necessary. Okay. So we'll start sharing the screen. Does anyone needs a live translation? No? Like everybody's good with English? Yeah? Okay. This is just a tool. Can you see my screen with a QR code? That's just a tool when you're doing a live instruction. You can use your phone and scan this QR code, and you can access to the live translation to on your phone on your preference language. Okay, so it kind of translates automatically. I don't know if it's useful for you, but apparently everybody is good with English, so I'm happy for that. Okay. Can you see the first slide? Yeah. Okay. So before we start, the audio is very strange for me. Okay. Can you hear me well, McRae? No? Whoa. Yeah. No. There's something wrong with your connection, I think. Yeah, because there's a massive noise. Maybe if you step out and step in again. Wow, that was intense. Okay. Yeah. Is any better now? Great. No. Mm, maybe you can write something in the chat for us. I'm still trying to different device again. Sorry. Okay. Sure. Okay, so yes, so the first thing it will be that, as I said, the recording is gonna go to the playlist, and what to expect from this course. Yeah. Before we start with the agenda from today, just wanted to clarify something very important. The AST course has been evolved in time, and today the structure of the AST course it's focused entirely in operations and expectations. What does that mean? Are you not helping me to teach better? No, I'm not. So before, we used to have long sessions when we go over your training skills and try to give some tips and advices. And then we end up in the conclusion that if you're here right now, there is a reason. And the reason is you have demonstrated so far that you have what it takes to be a trainer, correct? So not saying that we are not gonna go over your training skills. Um, I'm here for you now and in the future, just to let you know, I will be your companion in this journey of being an ASD. Um, and whatever you kind of help you need, you can always contact me. But this course, these 3 sessions, is basically is basically to help to hold hands with you and to let you know how to teach you how to work with us, how to work with your students, go over the procedures, administrative procedures, and any other questions that we might have. Okay, so this is the focus. I'm sorry if I disappointed you and if you had any different expectations from this course, but um, instead of being kind of a 5 sessions long course and going over all of these things, now we made it shorter, precise, into focus on those things that you really need to learn. Okay, now there will be a lot to do, not for me, for you, a lot to do. So, over these next 3 weeks, you will have to do loads of homework. And these homeworks involved of readings, involved of downloading materials, doing some procedures on the system. We're gonna go over that in a second. Okay? So, but as I said, the focus of this course is to hold hands and for me to teach you how we can work together in collaboration, okay, in the best way as possible. Yep. So on today's class, we will focus into these 3 different topics of the agenda. So one is the platforms that we're going to be using, and the second one, a little history of our education program, and then the program structure itself. Okay, so moving on. Okay. So the first platform that we are going to use is the Teams, is this one here. Are you all familiar with Teams? Yeah, kind of, Anna. Yeah. Okay, Brian, kind of. Okay. Well, it's quite simple. It's what you can see here. It's a platform that you can actually, most organizations are kind of using right now from Microsoft, and it has many different um, features. And the good thing that there is many apps connected to the platform, so you can actually access everything through the platform. But it's a good platform when you're actually delivering doing meetings or delivering courses like this. Okay, so on this platform you have the on top of the bar you have some features that you can be the chat. You can chat, post something on the chat here, or you can simply raise your hand and also react if you want. Um, that's what it is in Teams. Okay, we're gonna be using the same link that's from this meeting today on the next few on the next 2 sessions. All right. Um, what else? Google Classroom. That is an interesting one. I will try. Oh, sorry. Can you see this screen with the Google Classroom? Yeah. Okay. Google Classroom. How many of you have used Google Classroom? No? We might use thumbs up, middle, down, in case. Okay, up, down. Yeah. Okay. I was going actually to test the thumbs up and thumbs downs by asking you how many of you like cold brew coffee. No. Joel. Okay. No judgment. Okay. 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 Yes, I'm a big fan, I have to say. I'm a big fan. I got this brew. I don't know if you ever heard of a company called Asobu. Yeah, but I got as a gift from them in one of the World Coffee shows. A very interesting and device for to doing cold brew. I don't know if you've seen. It's kind of it's kind of this doll, and it comes with 2 parts. Exactly, that one. Yeah. So on the bottom you have a thermal flask, and on the top you have a kind of a V-shape recipe, or like a V60 form with the mesh filter inside. You simply put your ground coffee, put your cold water, close the tap, and leave it sitting in there for as many hours as you want. I always leave for at least 15 hours. And then once that is infused or extracted, you just press a button in the middle, in between the flask and the top, and then all the cold coffee goes to the bottom and job done. So easy, so easy. I love it. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so the thumbs up is working, except for Joe. Joel, what's wrong with cold brew? I can't hear you. You have to unmute. Oh, I can't hear you, Joel. Did you find a little button for unmute? No, no, he's gone. Okay, I will keep going. Now, there is in the top of bar, there is a microphone symbol. If you click that one, it should unmute you. Mm, yeah, no, that's fine. Let's keep going. Okay, no worries. We accept you in the group, okay? Even if you don't like Cobra. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Just try to find that button on the top of the screen that has a little microphone. You don't. Yeah, okay. We got that. No problem. Anyway, so Google Classroom, it's how many of you have used Google Classroom? Oh, really? No? Yeah, okay. A few times. Yeah. It's a good platform when you're teaching, mostly because allows you, it's very flexible and allows you to do many different things. Um, there's some things that you need to be aware. Okay, first of all, the Google Classroom is very important for this course. It's a vital importance for you mostly, because everything that you're going to be doing as a homework is going through Google Classroom, except the introduction video that you did by WhatsApp. From now on, everything is Google Classroom. So you really need to have keep an eye on Google Classroom. Okay. I'm just gonna explain a little about a few things here. One of them, for example, is that this is our course. Okay, this is all the other courses that we've done. This is our course called 6th of May. So in this course, the first tab in here, it's called Stream. Oh, that's a real name though, because it's not streaming anything. Okay, it's just kind of a live notifications of the latest things that has happened in this class. That's it. So you don't really need to look at it. But like, for example, here, when an assignment goes out, that notifying the stream, it shows here in the stream what is the latest update, and it shows that the assignment went out. Like, for example, the introduce yourself video. Okay? So, but for you, what is the most important thing? So here you can see people. People is that you. Don't mind this person here. She's a colleague. She teaches the AST courses for China, and she just wanted to have access to the classroom to have a look on the schedule. So yeah, that's Lulu, my colleague from Taiwan. And okay, classworks. As I mentioned, you have loads to do. Yes. Now this vision you might don't have. It's a teacher's vision where I can actually work and edit and schedule your classwork. Yeah. So as you can see, there is just a few things that you have to do on this list. in the next 2 weeks. But um, all the assignments has been scheduled. They are not all for the same time. I will explain how it works in a second. Um, then we have people, and then we have grades. Okay, this is an important one. As soon as an assignment goes out, like the introduction to yourself video, yeah, you should be coming to the Google Classroom. Find yourself in this list and click in what is called mark as done. Now you won't see these, there we go, mark as done. You will see this little area on your Google Classroom, and then you just click mark as done. Okay? The reason I'm saying this because as you can see here, just Brian and McRae did it. Well done. I didn't give instructions, but you did it anyway. So good job. So they turned in on time. You all did on time. But the fact that you didn't click mark as done is showing as missing. So after this session, I'm not asking for you to do it now. Just go back to the classroom and just click mark as done. Once you do mark as done, I can always do mark as complete. Okay, for example, if I do that, turn it in, mark as complete, and I will do the same for everybody. Mark as complete, and then mark as completed. So everybody did. Good job. What's going to happen next? It might scare you, okay? So don't. I'm gonna go to your assignment and I will click return. Oh my God, you didn't like my video. You're returning something back to me. So, no, that's the way that I acknowledge that I saw it, that you did it. It's like when you go to your teacher in your classroom and you give the exam paper to the teacher, he mark and then he gives back to you with the score. So it's the same thing, okay? So remember that when you get a notification that your assignment was returned, there's nothing wrong. That means that I saw that you did, and I'm just handing back to you, okay? If you have done something wrong or you missed something, I will send a comment. So for example, here I can actually view the submission and just send a comment. And you will get a notification that you have a comment in that assignment. And then you work out that comment. Okay? So if I return this assignment, it's a good thing. So I'm returning everybody's assignment right now. So all good. Any questions in the meantime? No? Cool. Okay, I'm saying this because in my previous course, the attendees, the trainers, they will keep asking, why did you return my assignment? Is anything wrong? No, there's nothing wrong. Okay, so it's a good thing. I returned the assignment because I saw it and it's all good. So this is how it works. So assignments, classwork. So assignments today, after the class, let's say half an hour after the class, you're gonna get a bunch of notifications. That is all of these assignments that are coming to you, okay? So you have all of these, and then all of that, and then you have all of that. Then these assignments, they have a due date. And I say, what did I sign up for? And, and then they have a due date. But this is very important as well. They are scheduled for today, and you have until Friday to make it. Friday morning, Friday, your time, just Friday. Because on Friday, there is another bunch of assignments coming out. Yeah, as you can see here, these are coming out from Friday. The assignments from Friday are due to be done by the next Tuesday, hopefully prior our class, in case you have any questions. And then after our class next Tuesday, you're gonna get another bunch of assignments. Seriously? Yes. And then by Friday, you get another one, and then you're done. Not only that, you also have three tests. So one test is coming out today. Not that you have to take it today, it's impossible. You need to go through the assignment first. But by Friday, you should have done these tests. Okay, it's a quiz with a few questions to see if that information is sticking in your head. Yeah. Now, it's a test, an open book test. You have unlimited attempts, but the only condition is that you have to get 100% score. Seriously, yes, 100%. If I miss one, you have to do it again. Am I giving you the answer? No. It's an open book assignment. It's an open book test. You can take your time. There is no time limit. You can open the material and read and try to find that question or that information to answer. Okay? And once you're done, and then just go over and mark as done. Yeah. I had a situation with my previous course. When was that? That's 7 of April AST course. I just wanted to see something here. Um, as you can see here, for some reason, they are not getting the score out. Okay, so, but if I actually go to the assignment and I see the assignment, I can see the responses and then I can see the score, and then I will mark that score myself. Just make sure that you mark as done. Okay, this is us. Yeah. Okay. Questions about the assignments? No? So you have one test this week, and then you have another test next week, and then the third and final test before the last class. It's very important that you respect the due date because we don't want to create a snowball. As you can see, there is a lot coming, and don't leave everything for the last minute. And remember the test, you have to get 100%. Yeah, some of them has 15 questions, some of them have 20 questions. They are all there for you on those materials that you have to do. And yes, just a clarification, there is one specific an assignment. Oh, yes. In order for you to be able to do some of these assignments, you're going to have a limited access as a AST on our SEA portal. Okay? So AST portal, do you all know what is the AST portal? The SEA portal? Yes. Okay. So from today, not right now, my colleague Fiona, she should be your best friend as well. She works in the education team and she's the administrative part and she supports the AST community. And she's right now she's working on grant you access to the AST portal. It's not any portal, so you can sign up for the SEA portal as a student or as a member. But as an AST, you have some higher level of accesses. So you can do other stuffs that the normal people can't. Okay, so from today, you will have access to the AST portal and you will be able to do some limited stuffs in there. But these are part of your assignments too. There is one specific assignment that you need to, I don't know if it's coming out today or later this week, but bear in mind, you need to put your pin of your AST location on the map. You know that we have a map for all trainers around the world? So you will be on the map too. But then it happens that sometimes your location is not exactly as it should. So if you have any problems with your location, you just add a comment on the assignment with your, not on WhatsApp, a comment on the assignment with your latitude and longitude location. And I go to the system to the back end of the system and I change that for you. Okay, so if you're having any issue to put yourself in exactly location, find that location with the latitude and longitude and add that as a comment on that assignment for me. Deal? Good. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay, Margaret.
Yeah, I had a quick
Anna?
question, sorry, about the latitude and longitude. Does it need to be like a specific address of like, I don't know, it feels, or does it like, for instance, I don't know, a workplace address or like, or could it just be like a random latitude and longitude from the city that you're living in, or does it need to be like your private address, latitude, longitude?
Well, that's a good question. It's a very good question because I had that question before. There's two things to have in consideration here. Some of you are doing this because you're company related. Yeah, so you've been supported by your company. Now remember the AST license, it's yours. Okay? It's something personal, yours. No matter where you go, for which company you work for, the license as an AST, it's personal. You carry that with you. Okay? The location that you want to appear on the map, it can be related to your company or it can be your personal location. Not necessarily. Maybe you don't want everybody to know where do you live, correct? So most of the time, the ASTs, they use their company location. But I just need one location. Cannot be both. So you have to choose. Is either your home or is either your work, but it's just one. What I'm saying about latitude and longitude, when you go through the assignment of put your pin into the map, you will see what I'm talking about of the right location. Sometimes you try to put in there specifically and it doesn't fit. And that is when you have to find your company location on Google Maps and copy the latitude and longitude for me. Okay? Did that clear your question, McRae? Yes. I think Anna came second, and then we have Brian. Do you still have a question, Brian? No, not anymore. And then we have Joe. Anna.
Maybe I'm going a bit further, but I also wanted to ask about the opportunity of giving the or conducting the courses, trainings later on in different locations. So let's say if we marked down specific city, specific country, will we
Yeah.
be able to change it? Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Super,
Yes.
thank you.
Your personal location as an AST doesn't necessarily reflect all the places that you're going to be teaching. So, for example, I'm a, let's say, former ASD, or I still think I am ASD. I don't know. Since I started working with SEA, I cannot teach as an ASD anymore because of you. Sorry, it's what is called conflict of interest. I cannot compete with you. So, and since I work with the education and with the content behind to facilitate for you what you is going to use. So anyway, long story. Anyway, so as an ASD, in the past, I used to have my own location in Ireland connected to the company that I used to work for, period. But also, I was a consultant in AST running courses all over Europe. Every time that I was running a course around Europe, let's say, that course in specific, it will show in a different location. That comes when you post a course and you will go through that yourself. Okay. So that's why this course is so important because it's going to help to teach you all of these little things, details. Yeah. But your personal location, it's unique. And you can always change, not because you today are here and tomorrow you cannot be there. No, you can always go and update your profile because that is your own profile. Okay. Joe, no question anymore.
Yeah, you answered my question, so that was my
Okay.
question as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Now you're very flexible to change things and to do, and as I said, you're gonna go over that. The next, a second there. So if no questions about Google Classroom, the next one, it will be WhatsApp. We all familiar with the WhatsApp. I just want to clarify two things with WhatsApp. One, let's respect the code of conduct that also applies to WhatsApp, the way that we treat ourselves. This group, the group of May 2025, it's a unique group because you're now our fellows from these AST course. I still remember my fellows from my AST course back in time. So I would love to you guys to engage with each other, and hopefully in the future you have the opportunity of meet each other. But let's keep this, you can keep this group alive, and you can establish connections in between yourselves. I even see in other groups they are sharing some personal work related information with LinkedIn and activities. So feel free. The only thing that I will ask you to be aware of time zones. So let's not populate the WhatsApp with too many comments. If you have some questions specific, you can always text me first. And then if I see that question relates to the group, and then I can post that question in the group without kind of populating the WhatsApp with too many comments. And because for some people, it might be too late or might be too early when you text there. Okay. My second comment is, and I know you won't do that, but I just want to make sure to say this. No matter what we are sharing here, mostly regarding to our videos and the class videos, please do not share outside of this group. Yeah, and I know it sounds obvious, but it's not, because unfortunately it happened before that in other groups, someone took all the videos and shared in a public playlist in YouTube. So, yes, I know it was awkward. And I know there was no bad intention behind, but it still is our personal information. Okay, so let's keep that to ourselves. Yeah, just wanted to. I know you know that, but I just wanted to make sure that we are all clear. Okay, quiz time. Let's make it quick. Quiz time. Yeah, I know. No, it's easy. No worries. I'm just gonna make some questions regarding to yourselves, actually, just to make sure that this group is in fact a group and you pay attention to your colleague. So the first question is, how many countries of residence, not where you're coming from, is where you live, is represented in this course? If you know the answer, you just raise your hand. 8, 9, 10. Okay. D, what do you think? 8. Well done. 8 countries. Very good. Very good. Now, for curiosity, the maximum that we had in any of our AST courses, it was 14. That's kind of the record. 14 different countries. Yeah, I know. Okay, next question. Which trainer mentioned that they were working in cruise ships? And don't smile and don't say the answer if you are that trainer. And hence, okay, Charles, who do you think it is?
Jovika.
It is Joe. Exactly. Well done. Well done. Next question. Which trainer shared that in their home country, they start drinking coffee at very young age? We all do. No, but this trainer, he said that he was a baby and he was getting coffee in the bottle. No, it's almost that. No, no. You can try. You can try. Come on, Brian. Give me someone.
I think Sam.
No, it's not Sam. No. Jerry?
Can I try? I think it's Anna.
No, it's not Anna. No,
I would say Charles.
it is Charles. It is Charles. Well done. Very good, very good. What age, by curiosity, they start giving coffee to the kids?
Actually, when we were in grade schools, we were already like drinking coffee in the morning.
Really? Wow. Okay. Okay. That's intense. Well, my son was pulling his first shot when he was 4 years old. So, so yes, I know. But he wasn't drinking coffee though. That's a very different story. Okay. Next question is which trainer mentioned that they studied mechatronics? Hmm. Charles,
Jerry.
is that right, Jerry? Yes. Well done. Good job. Good job. Okay, next question. Which trainer wants to be the first AST in their hometown or country? That's their dream. Suggestion, McRae?
I think it was Anna who said this for Estonia,
E-
right?
Exactly, Anna.
Yeah.
That's you. Have you actually tried to find out if there is any other AST?
Yeah, there was one person actually, but it was about 10 years ago, and that person is no longer living in Estonia even. So currently there is literally no one.
Okay.
Maybe as registered, yes, but
Yeah,
as if we're talking about the trainings and schools, so far
yeah,
there is no one.
yeah. Okay, cool. And you're gonna be the first one.
I hope, yes.
Yes, of course, of course. Yes. I was actually once the first one in Ireland. That was about 15 years ago, maybe. Yeah, there was no one. I was part of the SCA Irish chapter as the educator coordinator, and at that time there was no ASTs in Ireland. So I used to hire ASTs from abroad and bring them into Ireland to be able to deliver SCA courses because there was none until I became one. So yeah, I share your feeling. Cool. Joe, do you want to say something or you just have your hand up?
Yeah. I wanted to say this as well. Here in Australia, there is no AST for Coffee Technician Guild as well. So
That's a good one. Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. Not that there
So
is no
that's
ASTs because I know a few of them, but
yeah, Simon is
but
one of them.
yeah, yeah, but it's a good one. Well done. Yeah, cool. Okay, the next question is okay, which trainers or trainer share their background in arts? Joe?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yay.
Yay, sorry about that.
Yay,
Yeah, I had
no
to
problem.
reload it. I know Brian was one of them.
Okay, Brian was on and then there is someone else. Anna? Oh, we can't hear you, Anna.
I'm so sorry. I'll try not to forget about this, but maybe if I'm not mistaken, Joel, I was planning to say about you because of the dances, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Is that right, Joel? Cool,
Exactly right. Yeah.
cool. Well done, well done. Are you still dancing?
Not anymore. I had some like injuries and stuff, so I had to kind of like transition out of that. And so that was like
Okay.
past life for sure.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well done. Okay, and I think this might be the final question. Which trainer mentioned that they started working at a cafe as a barista in a pie shop? Did you catch that? Charles, you raise your hand first. Go ahead. Who's that person?
It's McRae.
Well done, McRae. Very good, very good. That came out so subtle, almost like I had to repeat the video a few times to hear. He's really saying pie? So what? Yeah, it was a pie shop. Yeah. Now you don't have that in Europe though. It's only an American thing. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, well done. I'm happy that you first of all, thank you for sharing your own personal history and then also to pay attention to your colleagues' videos. Okay, it's just this is just an initiative to kind of to create a sort of a community here. So yeah, okay, let's now kick off with the actual content of this course. So no questions so far? No? All good? Yeah. Okay. So, SEA and education. Basically, everything that we do in SEA, it's somehow related to education. No matter what you do, no matter if we are delivering shows, and no matter if we have events like lectures, like workshops, like online events, like the Green Summary, the Retail Summit, as I said, the trade shows when we open up opportunities for some courses and workshops, info sections and everything. So everything that we do somehow in SEA is related to education. We try to bring that into the community and to give it back to community in a sort of way of education. Yeah. So not only the programs that we have, they are education, but everything around it as well, it's related to education. Okay. So even now the new program or the new, I don't know if you probably heard about the CVA, the Coffee Value Assessment. Yes, I hope everybody's shaking their hands like this. Yes. Okay, so yeah, so what is the CVA? So the CVA is this new set of standards that would change the way that we establish the value of coffee. Um, it's available online. You can go to our website, you can watch the videos, you can download the information all by yourself, and you can learn. But if you want to get a certificate from the actual course, you just take a course. Once you take a course, once you pass the exams, you are awarded a certificate. So not only because it's not only things connected to a certificate are related to education, because all of those materials and all of that information is available for you in a matter of education to you. Okay, so this is important for you to share to others and to share with your students when the time comes. Yeah. So I'm gonna a little bit of about the history of our programs. How many of you have heard about SCAA? Yes. Okay. Cool. Did you ever, Joel, do you ever took any course from SCAA?
Yeah, when I first started in the industry, I was like SCAA was 100% like everything that we were engaging with. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So in here, I'm just gonna expose, not take much of time, I'm just gonna expose you a little of history of where we are right now and where that came from. Okay, so if you're not aware of it, it's always good to know, to understand why we are here now and how we got here. So initially we had an organization in America called Specialty Coffee Association of America. They had their own education program that is very, not very much different, but it was different somehow of what we have right now. Correct, Joel? Yeah, so there was courses of 3 or 4 hours. The courses they are independent and not necessarily connected. These courses they were not necessarily connected to an exam and to a certification. You could simply attend a course, but then if you were interested to get a certificate out of that course, you should engage to an exam for that course. Do you agree with that, Joel?
Yeah, that's 100% how it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. And then the trainers, who were delivering these courses, they called the leader instructors. They were all teaching exactly the same. They had to follow the same script, the same materials. There was a consistency across all the program. So no matter where you were taking the course, it was exactly the same. So the consistency was very important. What makes the quality very high as well, somehow, because there was no space for deviation. There was no space for getting out of what it says in there. And then once you got the attendance, and then once you passed the exam, and then you could get the certificate. Now, the classes, they were not taught, and the exams, they were not given anywhere. They had to be a certified venue or a certified lab. There was very few, and most of them, they were connected to the events. So basically, you have to attend an event to access to this course because you couldn't find anywhere. You have to go to an event. Like, for example, Coffee Expo. It was huge for that because for Coffee Expo, there was kind of I like to say there was kind of the event itself with the floor plan, and then you have a satellite of things happening around it, and some of them they were those courses because these leader structures they were authorized to teach these courses only in that specific event. So it was hard for the students to access it. It was expensive somehow because you have to pay the ticket for the course, and you have to pay the ticket for the event to be able to access the course, and you have to pay the ticket for the course. Yeah, it was a little, let's say, strict, but the fact that it was strict, it was also good for the quality, as I mentioned. Very high quality, low accessibility. Okay. So in the other hand, um, or even, I don't know if you know, Joel, but even for you to become a trainer, the steps of becoming a trainer was very hard. You have to pass through all of this process, and then you have to sign up as a shadow instructor. You have to be in a certain amount of classes or events to be able to step up into a lead instructor. So yeah, that's the way that it was. And then from the other hand, we have SEAE. I can talk widely about that because that's my background. How many of you know about SEAE? Most of you, most of us. Yeah, kind of. Anna? No? No, I'm too young. Sorry. So yes, SEAE, Specialty Coffee Association of Europe. Totally different. They had, I like to say we had, um, our education programs was called the coffee diploma system. I don't know if you remember that. I still have those certificates. Coffee diploma system with different paths. You have brewing, you have barista, you have roasting, kind of similar what we have right now. And then in this coffee diploma system, you have different levels. As you go through these different levels, you achieve a certain amount of points. And then with these, once you collect these 100%, 100 points, no matter in which levels you're getting, you achieve what is called the full diploma. You can attend courses anywhere. The authorized trainers, the ASTs, their name comes from SEA. They could teach in anywhere where the venue has the minimum requirements for the class and was very accessible. And the ASTs, they got they used to get a bunch of materials, mostly curriculums and some guidelines in terms of what they have to teach, but not like SEAA. The STs, they could create their own material if they respect these learning objectives. So SEAA was not giving to them PowerPoints. They were not telling them exactly what they have to teach. They were just giving some guidelines in terms of you need to cover these learning objectives. Okay, there was exams as well. It was based on paper exams at that time. Yeah, differences in between both. SEAE, more accessible, very accessible. You could take the training everywhere. Uh, Quality or quality control, well, a little different, less probably, because it wasn't as strict as it was SEA. And then what happened after that was 8 years ago, both of them they unified. So, and they become what you know today, what is SEA. Now, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy task. It was a huge task. Put a bunch of expert matter together from both sides and trying to find a middle point, trying to find what should we adopt? What should we do? Do we keep this from them? Do we keep this from these? Do you know what I mean? So it was very difficult because this was shaping the future of the education program of SEA. So we decided to keep the AST concept, try to make it to keep it flexible, but try to bring some strict points from the SEA into the program. And then today you find the programs that we have right now. Okay. So another thing that's been developed through the SCA new model, let's say, is that, for example, the ASTs that didn't happen before, you need to demonstrate your professional development through time in order for you to be able to renew. So that's another thing that we will discuss in this course as well. Okay. So that was just it, a little history about our different organizations and different education programs and how they came together to become what it is right now. Okay, is it still evolving though? You probably heard a few news recently. It's still evolving, and it won't stop because it's in movement. It's life. Okay. Any questions before I keep going? Oh, oh, good. Certificate programs. These are examples of our certificate programs. Yeah. So we have the coffee skills program, and then we have coffee technicians program, and then we have a sustainability program, and there will be others coming. So we are, as I said, constantly evolving, and there will be others. Now, some of you are more familiar with the Coffee Skills program, others with Coffee Technicians, let's Joe, and sustainability. Sustainability actually was just recently updated. It's beautiful. I have to say, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I work with the content. I'm behind the scenes with all the materials. So basically, our department of knowledge development, they work together with expert matters, and they put. I will talk more in the next class. So, and these materials comes to my hand, and I have to kind of work on these materials to finalize them, and then make them available to you. And I have to say, the new format of Coffee Skills Sustainability, it's beautiful. It's really, really well done. It's more related, and yeah, it's really nice. So certificate programs, just an example, certificate programs, and why I'm saying that. Now, our an assessment-based certificate program. Yes. So our certificate programs is an assessment-based. What that means? Assessment-based. I think with the next question or with the next comment, it will make it clear. Have you ever heard someone saying, I am a certified barista? Yes. And that is so wrong. That is really wrong. So that doesn't exist. Okay. So, and it's very common, that people say, I am a SCA certified barista, and they even put that in their curriculum. I'm a certified SCA certified roaster. Yes, you actually get a certificate. You have a certificate, but are you certified? No, because our programs don't give a certification, they give a certificate. And I will make emphasis on those two words. And the reason I'm saying it, because it's your duty as an AST to tell your students, hey guys, you pass this course, you get your certificate as a barista intermediate or professional, but you're not a certified barista. Okay, so SCA certified barista doesn't exist. You accomplished something big. You accomplished this passing this course, and you are granted. You earn this certificate. The certificate is valid all over the world. It has a value. It has a weight. It's taken in consideration by the industry, but it's not a certification. Okay. In terms of definitions, a certificate, so we're just going to compare a little. The definition of certification is given by the Institute of Credentials and Excellence. I don't know if you ever heard about that. I'm not too familiar neither, but this institute, they created the definition of certification. And I'm a certified barista is not the definition. Okay. A certificate. So you go through a specific training and a course that include assessments. It's very important. So you go to a course, you take an exam, you pass the exam, and you get your certificate. It doesn't expire. That means the certificate is valid forever. In, in the other hand, the certification has an expiration. I'm going to go there in a second. So the person has a certificate, and yes, they passed the course. This is what they can say. I took the course, I passed the course, I got my certificate. Job done. That simple. Now, in terms of certification, so it's not connected with a specific course. So you can take a course, no exam. I just attended. You got tick on attendance. That's it. And then you go back and you say, oh, but I want to move on. And then you go and you can take the exam. You have to demonstrate some proficiency against the standards. So you have to demonstrate that you are that you're going through the standards of that specific subject. Like for example, I am a master roaster. There is no definition yet of what a master roaster means, but if there was a definition, so a certification of a master roaster will tick all those boxes for that specific job task. Yeah, expires. This is sounding familiar? Who can give me an example of a certification right now? Joel, you have your hand up. No. Charles, did you raise your hand? No. Jerry. Go, Jerry.
I think QGrader,
QGrader. Yes, QGrader is one.
it expired.
Yes, expires. You have to go through a specific course. There was never a course. I'm a QGrader, so I did well, I'm a former QGrader expires, but I renew a couple of times until it wasn't necessary. But yes, you go through a course that is not a course, and then you have to, once you pass, there is a limit of 3 years, isn't it? And then after that, you have to go back and show that you are up to the standards and do a recalibration and renew your license. That is a very good example of a certification. There is another one much closer to us right now. Joe?
Yeah, AST.
AST, exactly. Yeah. So, well, except that there is no really examination here. Well, those exams, they are important, but if you fail, you have many times the many chances to pass. But yes, the AST it's the most close definition, because you have to demonstrate your proficiency, your this word is horrendous. You have to demonstrate your skills. You have to go through this process, and also expires. And then once expires, you have to demonstrate a continued development to be able, professional development to be able to renew it. So that is an example certification. Okay. Yeah. This person is certified. Yes, I am a certified authorized trainer for SEA. Yay. This is what you are very soon. Questions about certificate and certification? No? No? Okay, are we good at time? I think we are. Just keep going. Okay. Yes. Our courses from our program. So all our courses, they are based on live instruction. What does that mean? Means that you somehow have to do what we're doing right now. Have a contact with the students. Oh, can I do online? Oh, yes, you can. So in fact, most of our courses, when you create a course, and you will learn how to do that soon, probably this week, when you go to our systems and announce a course and create a course, there is an option of how you want to deliver this course. And the option, it can be in person, by distance learning, or combined. Okay? The most important thing about these three options is that it's a live instruction. So can I not record the video of my class and just send to my students and then ask them to watch and then just take the exam afterwards? No, that's not happening. Our courses are based on hands-on, based on in-person touch, kind of. So what we are doing right now, it's a live instruction that counts. Can you do that with your courses? Yeah. The most of people, since we've learned how to do things differently, thanks to COVID, I know. Uh, and they were all there. Huh? They were always there, and we never pay attention to them until it was necessary. But yes, so since we learned to do things different, there's loads of trainers out there. They actually kind of combining the courses into two different ways. Like they do part of the theory in online, and then the rest in person, mostly regarding to the practical elements. And that helps because it avoids students from traveling and paying another night of hotel and just staying longer. So that is okay. There is no problem with that. Okay. But the most important thing is that it's a live instruction. So first it comes live instruction, and then it comes the exams. We have two types of exams. We have the online exam and we have the practical exam. I can speak highly about the online exam because I'm behind them. So just for you to know in the future, if you ever had any problem with the online exam, just write me directly because I can get that sorted for you. And then once the students have passed, they achieve the certificate. I know we spoke about that already, but I just want to make sure that you have it clear that the certificate is not optional. And there is cases of trainers giving that option out there and say, well, you can pay a little less if you're not interested for the certificate. There is no option for us. So you take the course, you take the exam, and the certificate, it's automatically there. It's part of the package. You cannot separate that from the package. There's no way. Okay? Good. Until you don't disturb, until you don't say hi. Well, Joel has the hand up yet. I don't know if he's just say hi. But if you if you don't say hi, I'm gonna keep going. Now, in terms of yeah,
my Teams is just like it's been just deciding to press random buttons
really,
it's yeah. I didn't press
that's
I have not pressed a button in a long time, is all I'm saying.
that's okay. No worries, no worries. There you go. Um, I will load your hand. There we go. So, distribution model, what does that mean? Um, so far, we've been going through this process to understand how this works and where we are going in terms of the procedures. Yeah, so you're going to be working on these procedures this week. So you just bear with me in there. It's very important for you to kind of to get that information. So in terms of how this whole process work, in terms of you announcing a course, the learners searching for this course, from the beginning to the end. We'll try to line that up in here. Okay. So the first thing when it comes to a course, so let's say you are an AST, you want to promote a course out there. So, and there is learners looking for those courses. The learner, first of all, the learner needs to go on our SEA portal and create a membership, a free one. Doesn't need to be a paid one. He will sign up for free. That will automatically create him an SEA, what's called the SEA ID. So that makes him a user of our system as a learner. As I said, totally free. But it's necessary that any of your students, they go through this process. Otherwise, they won't be able to sign up for any of your course. Okay? So the students goes and they sign up for this free membership. They get their certificate, their ID, and that will allows them to be on the system. And once it's completed the whole thing, they will receive on this through the system their certificate. That probably happened to you already, so you're already familiar. Now, from the other hand, you as an AST, you will have to go to the system as an AST, to the AST portal, and go through what is called create a course offering. So you go and create this course offering. This course offering, it will show up in our calendar. Our calendar is a very good way for you to promote your own courses, even though you can actually, and you should do that yourself through social media, through LinkedIn, through emails. The best way you can find to promote yourself and your course that you just created to put out there the word that is a course created by you. Now, be careful, there is options in there. You can create a course that is a private course, so you won't be visible in our calendar. For example, you're running an internal course for your own company. You don't need everybody to see it because and then will be external people signing up for that course. So you can establish that course as a private course, not public, private. And then you add the students yourself, or you just give to them the code of the course so they actually will be able to find it. But they won't be visible on the calendar. So, but let's say this is a public course and you create it and it's out there in the calendar. So the learner, they goes and they enroll, they sign up for the course. They actually ask for acceptancy. They click the button request to be accepted on your course, and you as an AST have to go to our system and click accept. There can be a little interaction in between you both, but from the moment that you click accept, the relationship is literally in between you and the students. Okay, so we don't have anything to do with that. But that relationship we respect. Sometimes not necessarily goes right, sometimes goes south, but it's your relationship. So if you come to us complaining about a student or a problem that you had, or a student comes complaining about you, we can help, but up to a certain point, because that relationship is in between you and your student. We cannot interfere into that. In our session next week, we're going to talk a little about policies and procedures, and we might touch bases on this. Okay? So once the student is being accepted, and then it comes the fee. What is the first fee? It's called enrollment fee. That means is the fee when you pay to enroll on that course. It's like to sign up for that course is the fee that needs to be paid to us, to SCA, either by the learner or by the AST. Okay? Today, I've seen that many ASTs, they're actually including this enrollment fee into the total price for the learner, and the AST is the one paying the enrollment fee. To keep it simple, instead of saying, well, you, to the student, you pay to me €100 and to SCA another 25. You just say to the student, pay me 150. And then you go and you pay the enrollment fee for your students. Anna?
But what if in this case the student doesn't pass the exam? And
Well,
like
that
the
is a
idea,
good, that is a very good point. Before in the past, our fees and the certificates were connected to a passing or fail of the exam. But today, the fact that you sign up for the course, no matter if you take the course or not, if you take the exam or not, if you pass or not, you have to pay the fee. It's just the minimum inscription tax or inscription fee to be able to be on your course. So we as SCA, just to go back again a little, we as SCA, we collect two fees. I'm just going to show that up here. It will be better. We collect two fees. These two fees, one is the learner fee when they sign up for your course. These are administrative fees. So, well, to keep up the system and everything that we do behind the scenes. So for each course, there's two fees. The enrollment fee that can be paid by the learner or by the AST is that fee that when the students sign up for your course. And then the other fee is the relationship that we have, is that minimum value that you're paying to us for you to use our systems and everything else that is connected to this package. That is called the AST service fee. So none of them are related to passing or fail. They are related only for the acceptance. From the moment that you go in the system and you click to accept to Brian on your course, immediately you have to pay the service fee as an AST, and you decide if Brian or yourself, Anna, pay the enrollment fee for Brian. Okay? It's a flat fee. It's not, it's just to let you know, all of this information will become available for you today. You free to go over it and make your notes and comments, and we can discuss.
Did we lose him?
There's only, I'm so sorry. That was me. Am I back? Yeah.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. Sorry, this thing decided to disconnect by itself. What I was saying, yes, a flat fee. So 50 euros, 50/50, so $50 or euro for course enrollment, and then 50 for service fee, so it makes 100. And then for all levels, except introduction to coffee, that is 25/25. So if you're running Barista Foundation, or if you're running Roasting Professional, the fee is the same. You have to pay 100 euro, 50 for the student and 50 for the service fee. Okay. Now, how much do you charge for your course? That's another story. This is where you decide. Now, of course, you have to have in consideration. Can you hear me well? So my internet is random and I'm losing you, but if you can hear me, that's great. Yeah, Anna says yes. Thank you, Anna. So the thing is, yeah, so how much do you charge for your course? Take in consideration the fees. Of course, you don't want to lose money. So you just charge the fee and whatever to complement. So let's say barista. I cannot say how much you should charge for your course. We don't give this guidance. Depends of your local area. Some countries are cheaper than others, and the offerings are different as well. So it's very much up to you. Okay, but let's say if you charge 500 euro for roasting intermediate, what's kind of reasonable, you know that out of that, 100 is going to us. Okay, so this is how it works with the fees. Now, one thing to have in consideration, you cannot schedule any exam to any student until, let's say, the online exam, until the fee is paid. Okay? So how are gonna work? You accept the students. Once you accept the students, hopefully prior the course, you go online and you pay your invoice. That's gonna come out immediately to you every time that you click accept a student. And then once that's done, you deliver your course, you do your practical tests during the course, and then as soon as the course finish, you go online and you go to your course, that there is a specific code, and you click send exams to each one of the students. Yeah. And that can only happen if the fees are paid. Once you click send exam, the students will get the exam, and they have 21 days to take the exam. Once they take the exam and they passed, and you have already marked pass on the practical. And please make a note on that in anywhere. No matter if the course doesn't have a practical element, you still have to go on the portal and click pass on the practical. Why are you saying that? Well, because our foundation courses, they don't have practical exams, not anymore. They used to, and they might come back, but thanks to COVID, they didn't. Now we had to find a way to facilitate the ASTs to keep teaching. So, but yes, some elements of the practical exams, it might come back to the foundation courses. I'm not saying maybe, but yes. But for the moment, it's not an obligation. But does it mean that the system knows that? So you still have to go to the course and mark the student as passed the practical. Because if you don't do that, you won't be able to click send the exam to the student. Okay? Okay, so once the send this exam, students take the exam, he has to attempt to take the exam. We're going to talk about more next week about it, but they pass the exam and they immediately get their certificate. It's not tied anymore to payment or to anything else. It's just tied of the fact that you click in that button to send the exam. So that became much better, I have to say, because in the past it was a nightmare. Like even as an AST, you forget to pay the invoice, the student's still there waiting for the exam or waiting for the certificate. So now it's everything very straightforward. If it's paid, if the students take the exam, the practical exam, and maybe the online exam during your class, by the time they leave the premises, they have their certificate in hand. Anna?
Sorry for so many questions today, but I have to.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's the idea.
Like by my experience, when I was learning myself with the group, some of the students who were also attending the SCA courses, they were not interested straight from the beginning in getting the certificate. So they didn't want the exam, they didn't want anything, they just wanted to get the knowledge and without any certificate. Are you also considering that? No. Okay.
Remember the slide what it says here, certificate not
Yeah.
optional. Yeah,
Because then
no,
I was thinking that maybe it's not that correct way actually how it was.
it
Okay.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Definitely not. Because from the moment that that AST announces that course on the system, you're tied into that system. There's no escape. You know, that is a guarantee not only for you, but also for your students that we are professionals, that this is serious, and you are getting your certificates. So from the moment that makes a difference in between you and a trainer that is not an SCA trainer. So I'm not saying that people there cannot teach. So we all, and even including yourselves, you have your training and teaching experiences so far. But from now on, the biggest difference is we are backing up you. We are supporting whatever you do. So every time that you announce a SCA course, that student will get the certificate no matter how. Okay? And please, guys, ask as many questions as you want. We only have 7 minutes though, but as many questions as you want, but I'm here for that, okay? Don't apologize. So that's the way that it works. Yes, I think I finished for today. Let me see. Yay. Yes, I did. So it's a lot of information, but today, in about half an hour, you're going to get a bunch of assignments, and some of these assignments are related to this conversation today. You're going to be able to put that in practice yourselves, and you will experience that what we just spoke about it. And if any questions, you can either text me or we can discuss next week. Okay. Before I go, I try to keep it short, but I'm sorry for the guys who is late. But at least we are on time. Before I go, okay, keep an eye on Google Classroom. I hate chasing people saying you haven't marked as done, you haven't go through. Some assignments, just to be clear, some assignments you have to read only. I don't need a screenshot showing you reading it. Okay? Don't need that. You just click mark as done. I believe you read. Yes, some assignments it might ask you to upload a screenshot. But just read the instructions and follow the instructions. One more thing, I'm traveling tomorrow to Jakarta, to the World of Coffee in Jakarta. We'll be working in there with my colleagues to run the judges certification because I'm doing that as well. The judges certification for the world competitions, and then after that I will be working in the brewers competition. So I might be, well, one in a completely time zone, different time zone, and then second, a little uncommunicated between tomorrow and the day after. Just bear with me, okay? I won't forget about you. I will keep an eye. It was just different. And then next session next week, I will be running from Jakarta. So I don't even know what time it will be, but it's probably going to be late as you guys over there. So So anyway, that's it. So as I said, I'm flying tomorrow, and but I will definitely see you next week. Okay. So see you in Jakarta. Are you going there as well, Jerry? Cool.
Yes,
Great.
we'll be there.
Are you taking the jazz certification now?
No, but we have booth in the roaster village and in the production village.
Okay. Well, I will be in the Brewers Cup championship stage. I'm front stage manager, so it will be super busy. Probably you're gonna be
Yeah.
able to just that, and
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
But anyway, we do what we can.
yeah. See
Uh,
you.
oh, I'm sorry you're not coming. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and have a lovely week. I hope you enjoyed the session today, and yeah, I see you soon. We'll keep in touch. Okay? Thank you. Have a good evening, good day, good night. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. And I will be uploading the
Thanks,
video in the
y'all.
next few minutes. Okay?
Thanks, everyone. See you
Thank you.
soon.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you
Good luck in
soon.
Jakarta.
Yeah.